We're here with Dennis Richards talking about his book, Your Health is Your Choice. In chapter 18, it says liver. Well, I understand you had a really serious problem with your liver. Can you tell us that story?
Certainly. It was June 22nd, 2009. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had been feeling so good up to then that the previous day I had woke up at 4:30 and jogged the neighborhood. And I'm not a jogger. It's just that I feel so doggone good, and I had all this energy, and I woke up, you know, I just had to get out of bed. Well, anyway, the following day now it's 3 o'clock, and there is no way I'm getting up at 3 o'clock doing nothing, you know. I'd only slept about 3 hours, and I just felt like I want to sleep more. You know, but I couldn't go back to sleep. So I got a glass of water, laid back down, and I started getting nauseated. It was really odd because I hadn't been sick in a long time. So anyway, around 3:30, I realized I'm probably going to throw up. So I got up, went in the bathroom, and I've got this toilet seat down, and my head's like this, and I started throwing up blood. Tons of blood. I mean, the force of the blood coming out of me was so powerful that it splattered way up on the walls, all over me.
Oh my gosh.
I was just, by the time I quit throwing up, I was covered with blood. I couldn't imagine. I mean, I've been on the fire department by then, you know. Well, I started actually in 1956 as a high school volunteer on a volunteer fire department. So I worked on that as a volunteer for a couple of years before I went in the Marine Corps. Then when I got out, I put in 30 years. And so I've seen lots of people that, you know, that's bled out.
Blood loss.
Yeah. And I've never seen that much blood at an incident where anybody lived.
That must have been terrifying.
Well, you know, you'd think so. I laid down, I could hear the ambulance coming, and I laid there thinking, I'm about to pass out, and I'm pretty sure I'll never wake up again. And there was no anxiety. I just said my prayers, thanking God for the blessed life I've had, and family and things like that. There was absolutely zero anxiety. And so, anyway, I was unconscious about the time the paramedics arrived. And anyway, they went ahead, they got me, they started IVs immediately, they got me to the hospital. You know, a person my size only carries about 8 pints of blood. And I was told when the following day that they had replaced 8 pints of blood.
Oh my God.
So I had bled out. It's just that they were, you know, able to replace it as fast as it was bleeding out while they were finding a doctor that could go down my throat and clamp off the varices caused by stage 4 liver cirrhosis, which I was told that was untreatable. That's what the doctors told me the following day, that I had stage 4 untreatable liver cirrhosis, and when I get out, I need to get my affairs in order because it's unlikely I would be that lucky to have to live through another episode like that. Well, anyway, I asked the doctor, I says, well, you know, I says, what could cause that? And he said, oh, no doubt because you drank too much. I said, I've been drinking 20 years. He said, well, he said, it's just catching up with you because he's obviously some point or another, you know, you drank too much. And I was in real denial, and it made me mad that he was so blunt with no bedside manner, offered no hope. It's just like, this is it, go home and get ready to die, because there's no, he said at your age, the only chance that you'd have would be a liver transplant, and at your age, that's not an option because it's really unlikely that anyone's going to want to donate a liver to someone, you know, 70 years old. That's not going to happen. I just felt like, the guy just really irritated me. So I said, what, you know, I says, what's your dietary recommendations? There's got to be something in my diet that would be partially responsible at least. And he said, oh no, he says, you can eat anything you want. That just didn't even make sense to me. I said, how can you say that? There's got to be some dietary recommendations here. And he said, no, he says, stay away from alcohol, high-fat foods, and salt. He said, outside of that, eat, drink anything you want. And I was just stunned. It caught me so far off guard that we had a pretty limited conversation, you know, because I just couldn't imagine. I'm trying to process what he's saying, like I'm going to go home and give up and die? Come on. At no time during this whole episode did I even feel bad, because you have no nerves in your esophagus, in this part of your stomach area. So when you're bleeding out, you don't even know it. First sign that you got a problem is when you're throwing up the blood. It was in my case. And even when I was throwing up, it wasn't even that uncomfortable, because there's no big chunks of food or nothing in your stomach that's coming up, no bad taste even. So they blew me up. I gained, I believe, 15 pounds in 4 days of nothing but saline, salt water. They're putting in me salt water, come on. And they tell me to stay on a no salt diet. I couldn't even bend my fingers. They had so much crap pumped into me. And I was miserable. So I get home, the first several days, I was losing that 15 pounds quite rapidly. And anyway, then the next thing you know, I lost 15 pounds of muscle. I mean, within a couple of days, my arms, there was nothing left. My skin just hung down here like that, you know. There was nothing there. It was scary. That part scared me worse than anything else, to think that I'm starving to death. I couldn't bring myself to eat anything. I didn't know what to eat. I had no dietary recommendations. And fortunately, I have a large amount of doctors and healthcare professionals that I'm friends with. And so I get on the telephone and I start calling everybody, trying to get some ideas. What can I do? Well, they got me lined out on a protocol that really turned my life around. And now I had to be rebanded. This happened in June. I was rebanded by the Mayo Clinic in July, August, September. They did a preventative banding to make sure that I didn't bleed to death in the meantime. Well, after that one in September, I didn't have to be rebanded again for probably 6 months. And but I still went in for checkups frequently, you know, like every month or so, to make sure that I wasn't having more problems. Now the doctors at Mayo Clinic are asking me, what have you done? How do you do this? We've never seen this done before. No one's ever been able to reverse stage 4 liver cirrhosis as you have. Your blood work is totally normal. And we can tell that there's still some cirrhosis there because of the ultrasound, but the liver is functioning completely normal. We want to know, what are you doing? And so I've done my best to try to explain to them what I've done that's worked successfully. But, you know, they're the ones with the education. I don't have that educational background to specifically say, okay, this did this, like that. But I know what I did do worked for me, and I've certainly got their attention. And I think that what I've done that worked for me, anyone can do for themselves. Not necessarily they're going to do the exact same thing that I did, but it gives you ideas of things you can try for yourself that can really turn your own health issues around. In this case, specifically with liver problems, I've done what I was told was impossible. And that's exciting when you have doctors of that caliber asking you, tell us, what did you do? We want to know. And, you know, I think that what worked for me will help you make your health your choice. And that's my book. Your health is your choice.